guys, welcome to our second episode of BWB No Cap. Just chill guys running chill show.
Woo, let's go! And welcome to today's episode Filters, Followers, and Fails.
This is your host Ubaid.
And this is your host Zoha.
How do you feel? Social media right now is growing, as you know.
Yeah.
What and all, there are so many brands coming up.
Yes.
So do you feel that all brands are trusted?
No. That everyone is trying to sell you everything, whatever they want to. But I feel like trusting the right brands is very hard.
You know what happened once? I ordered a Nike shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it for like 1,500. The Jordans, Air Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
1,500. I'm like, whoa, such a good quality, nice. I know it's master copy, but I ordered it.
Huh.
Then suddenly when I saw it's written NIKZ, behind also written NIKZ, and it was all painted everywhere. The white shoes became blue
Oh.
completely,
Wow.
and they've given me, and there was no returns or anything.
Wow, that was nice. But I've been wanting to start a brand of my own, but I just don't know how to or where to start.
If that is there, it is actually very tough. Once, even I had to start a brand. Me and my friend, we planned so much. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. He was hunting for clothes, and I used to hunt for websites and everything. So one day, I contacted all the people with the taglines I connected. I got a website with me and everything for rent. You get websites for rent nowadays.
Okay.
I got those things and everything. So everything was sorted. We had to go find clothes. Like we had to print. We had the designs, but we need clothes. कहाँ से मिलेंगे करके. So we went to some street and we found. We took his card. We're like, oh, we are gonna call you. We need a bulk order of 50 shirts. We are ready.
Okay.
That girl's fully interested in us.
Okay.
And he's like, because we had our friends who were 50. We had more than 100 friends. So they were ready to take from us, but we chose to take 50 first. And we were like, we are going to take. Then everything got, nothing came up actually.
Okay.
Because we don't know what happened exactly. At that time it was before our college starting.
Oh.
So anyways we were free. We tried to start something, but it didn't go well.
How do you think it would have been if you actually started?
Right now it would be amazing because it would be something very different. We would feel, from myself, I would feel that I'm above many people who are right now just doing college rather than doing any other stuff. Like, come study, go home, study, go home.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, we would be different.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like clothing store. We are wearing our clothes. We'll be promoting our clothes.
College students.
And we have our friends in college which we'll make. We are making and everything. There are many friends. We'll be like, wear the shirt and roam for 3-4 days.
For free.
Free.
I'll promote you.
हाँ?
Give it to me for free.
अभी शुरू तो होने दो. शुरू ही नहीं हुआ
Yeah.
So that thing went down. I still have that tagline basically.
Mm.
So what is that called? क्या कहते हैं? You know, what is that called? They bought ना the name they get ना.
They-
So what?
Get the name?
So the main what? So suppose if there is IZF or something, and वो name you keep it by yourself. What is that called? I can't
Patent?
frame it. Patent.
Patent, huh.
I had the patent rights with it. I still have it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I still kept it. Suppose anyone wants it, they will take it from me. They'll buy it from me. You know that Jio or Hotstar ka collab, man. You know recently it happened.
What happened?
This Jio. So basically, Jio and Hotstar started colliding with each other. They collaborated with each other, and they wanted to start, but the patent rights someone else had it. So these people, they paid him money, but that guy didn't agree with that much amount of money. So they threatened him that they're gonna kill him. That person said that, and that person sold it to some guy in Abu Dhabi. So they did some jugaad and everything. Then they got the patent rights again. It's different with social media right now.
Yes.
It's like now everyone feels अभी कि मैं दौड़ना चाहता हूँ, गिरना चाहता हूँ, पर बैठना नहीं चाहता type of this thing. It doesn't work right now, social media.
There's too much competition.
There's always a difference between the social media life, the clothing life, and everything. What you keep seeing is
Yes.
completely different with your real life.
Yes, true. Everything is very scripted.
Yeah, scripted. Obviously.
It's how you
people-
want it to be.
That's how people want us to see. That's
Yes,
how
exactly.
social media want us to see. Keep seeing, keep scrolling, get addicted to it non-stop, and don't see the real world, what is happening, get into the world.
It's a big distraction.
Actually. So let us welcome our guest.
Hi,
Hello,
Aisha.
hi.
Hi Aisha, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Hi, guys.
Oh my god, your outfit is so cute. Where did you get it from?
It's from my brand, ICF World. It's a unisex jersey. Guys, go check it out.
I
So-
knew it.
And
Yeah,
the skirt
same.
too.
Jerseys.
The skirt too is from ICF.
Super cute. She started her brand IZF at the age of 17, which now has almost 40k followers on Insta.
So Aisha, how do you feel coming to such a big podcast room?
I feel overwhelmed, I guess. I mean, it's really an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's get back to our podcast now. So why did you start the brand IZF?
So, as a Gen Z, like, I ideated the brand when I was 16. I was bored as during COVID, and I was just like sitting in my room, and I'm just like, I like dressing up and dancing around in my room. And you know what? I don't think H&M and Zara has anything good. I mean, they do have good things, but I thought like they don't have anything that Gen Z actually wants. There's no brand that's targeting Gen Z. So I thought, okay, why not, start something. And Shein had also gone out of India. Then little did I know New Me would come up. But I started ideating the brand and, launched it a year later. And yeah, that's how.
Is that how you knew that fashion is the one for you? You might have had many choices to go for.
Yeah, I actually thought psychology is the one for me, but then this was just this was just a hobby. I didn't really think much of it. And the thing is, I started the brand with my mom, who's been in the fashion industry for 30 plus years. So she was like the VP of lifestyle at the time. Then she got into like a manufacturing business. So I thought, okay, it's convenient for me. I can just give her designs. She can make the clothes, and yeah, I just had to post on social media. I thought, how hard can it be? But little did I know.
So basically you like target the Gen Z audience and the Gen Alpha which are coming up.
Gen Alpha, not so much, but we do have a lot of audience from Gen Alpha and millennials, like the ones who buy our clothes. But yeah, mostly Gen Z. Yeah.
So it's like all cargos, jerseys.
Yeah. It's like very streetwear. And the thing is, we actually went viral because of our Maddie dress
Okay.
before. If y'all have watched Euphoria, you will know. Maddie dress was like, at the time. And I thought, okay, I watched the episode and I was like, oh, we have to make this. And I went, I think like a month later it came out and it was just a hit. And I think most of our followers and customers were gained from that itself because that went viral.
So it's like, how did you feel कि हाँ, this is अभी मुझे पता है कि I can start this brand and I know I can gain trust with the people as well as I can grow it as much as there's an expectation with some. If I'm starting a brand, I'll know okay, yeah, I want this brand to be there in this position. And are you happy with that? What do you have right now?
Actually, I didn't know, I didn't have any expectations. I'm going to be honest with you. I was just a kid. I was bored out of my mind. I was like, let's just do something. And I thought, okay, max to max, I'll get 1,000 followers. And initially also when I started, I just used to call my friends home. We used to do little shoots in my room. Little did I know, like it would, become such a big thing. But yeah, I just thought, okay, like let me just make trendy styles that I'd wear. And yeah, like there are hundreds and thousands of girls like me who also, they like watch a TV show and they're like, I wish I had that. So why not make, a brand for girls like them? So yeah.
How is it possible, like at such a young age?
Well, as I said, I had an advantage because of my mom.
Yeah.
Because, she was already in the fashion industry. So I did have that benefit. So I won't say I started from scratch because I had her as my mentor and yeah, she helped me a lot.
Yeah, so you had a good support system there.
Definitely, yeah.
And basically to start a brand it's actually very tough. So once upon a time even मुझे भी जोश था कि चलो I have to start. So me and my friend we started like yeah come and go this place. I made a website, we had a tagline and everything ready. Then we went to find clothes and this thing. Then suddenly one day mood went tough. Like no point.
Yeah, I mean motivation आता जाता है.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's
I mean,
like you have to wait. Patience चाहिए. It's like
Yeah.
you need patience to grow your brand.
that's true. I mean, you asked the question, right? Are you satisfied with where you are now? I would say no, because I feel like I have so much more to grow. Even though I started with no expectations, because then we started growing, then expectations also started becoming bigger. So I feel like, we have a lot more to go and a lot to achieve.
What's the most rewarding part of this
Um,
brand?
I guess it's just the little things, customers will, reply saying, oh my god, I loved your dress and I love the material, and it just makes me so happy. I'm so glad someone's appreciating the work we're putting in. And, my team and all, we work like, I wouldn't say we'll work like 24 hours a day. There is a work-life balance, but we do put in a lot of work. We have team meetings every week. Discuss what is the audience liking that week, what is it not, and so on and so forth.
Basically, there's your personal life and there's the brand. No, so when you start your brand, there's something as people will get to know she has a brand.
Oh,
Sort of.
like that. Yeah, I did feel a bit embarrassed at first. Like, oh, I hope people don't laugh at me. I'm making reels for the brand. But then, slowly, like, I just became confident. And then, everyone is making reels now. I think it's not only, the brand owners or whatever. I think everyone's content creation. And I think it's a good thing because content creation is going to be a really big thing in the next 10 years. And yeah, but I do not like influencers. Don't get me started on that. But
So why don't you like influencers? We want to hear more about that.
so, I think that influencers are very entitled, and not only my friends who have become influencers, but in general, I work with them, and we have our in-house influencer program, which I manage, and I've noticed that okay, I'll try to be all informal with them. I'll try to become their friend. So I thought, okay, it won't be, they don't think they're working for a brand and it's not work. But then they'll be fleecing us, man. They'll like take the clothes. They'll never call us. We'll be calling them. They won't reply. Then.
कपड़े ले लो हमें नहीं पता क्या करना है।
वही. And I think that's become a thing with micro influencers, that they know that the brand needs us more than we need them. We just need the free stuff, and we're gonna get out of here. And that's what they do. And we'll be like calling them. They don't pick up their calls. We'll send notices to their house. Okay, still so much entitlement. Like, it's unreal. And there have been so many times where they've made some content and they're like, oh, but I can't post, you post it. And the content is just them standing in front of their mirror in some really bad lighting and background. And I'm like, I cannot post this content. And they're like, sorry, bye. And they'll block us.
Wow. So how
Yeah.
do you manage paid promotions?
So usually we do barter collaborations. So it's just our products that go. And how we manage this is that we just have to pray, because we can't stop influencer program, because influencers are the ones who get us reach, and they introduce us to new audiences, new followers. But at the same time, these things happen. It's like maybe if I have 10 influencers, say 2 of them would do it. So that risk is always there, and we still go ahead.
But well, you have a point. Even I heard in social media around influencers, they take money but they don't respond later.
Yeah.
I mean, many of them have paid for Make My Trip, also pays for many influencers, but then no response. They travel, they come, but they don't post or anything like that. So it's a
Yeah.
big loss for the companies.
Definitely, yeah. It is a big loss. And I think going ahead in the future, we're actually starting to ideate, some programs that are not like the, typical influencer programs. It's something that builds a community more than just, having micro-influencers take our products and them being like, okay, whatever, bye.
So don't you think, but social media and influencers are right now, because of them only, the brands are on top right now?
That is true. But then I also think such brands, they don't have a community of their own. They're just like, people just come there for cheap clothes, but there's no like oneness. And I feel like I want to build that for my brand. I feel like my brand really helped me to find an identity for myself, and I want to be that for millions of other people. So, yeah.
So when your brand was, you were just starting and your brand was very small, and did you reach out to any influencers to advertise it or something?
Yeah, at first the influencers were just my friends. So it was really nice, they would come, I would only take pictures for them, videos for them. Once I started working with influencers outside of my circle is when I, found out the harsh reality of the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, but then, we can't really deny that influencers aren't helpful. It's just that some of them have. Yeah.
So wait, so what social media did you focus on mainly?
Mainly was Instagram. So Instagram is where stories, daily reels, posts. We have a whole team for that. We've also started Pinterest and YouTube now, and Pinterest is giving us good engagement. So I think Pinterest is gonna be our next generation Instagram. That's what
Well,
I
I
feel.
feel right now Pinterest, everyone wants to vibe with Pinterest. Now, suppose I want to wear some good outfit, or she wants to wear some good outfit. She'll obviously, or me, will go into Pinterest and look.
Exactly.
Okay, what kind of clothes should we wear?
Yeah, it's a lot of inspiration, and I feel like Pinterest is like, it's just so pleasing to look at.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love. After a stressful day, I'll just go and scroll through Pinterest, and I won't even feel guilty about it.
I know.
Like while I'm scrolling through, I'll be like doom scrolling on Instagram, and like the whole time I'll have this like itch in my brain that why are we doing this? But in Pinterest, it's just so nice.
It's
I
very
love it.
calming.
But there is
Yeah.
like there are some social media like Instagram that there is too much of content going on right now.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, one clothing over one more. There's one more ad of clothing. One more over one more ad of clothing. So there are like too many people are coming with clothing brands. So how did you manage with that?
Oh, like you mean competitiveness? Oh,
Yeah.
there is so much competitiveness in the fashion industry. But I think I kind of met the right people, and I feel like being in Bangalore especially gave me, because when I first started, at least people in Bangalore, like I used to go to parties, like if you heard of Kitty Go,
Yeah.
I used to go there and I used to see people wearing my clothes, and I used to be like, I used to tell my friends, oh, that's from ICA, and we'd all like go and can we take a picture? So I used to think that okay, at least we've covered Bangalore, and then I never actually thought of going out, but then suddenly we started running ads after like I think a year of just organic promotion, because then we started making money and we thought okay, why not go more.
Yeah.
So a lot of people from the northeast started buying, a lot of people from Delhi, Mumbai. So, then the brand started growing. And then, of course, as I said, I had no expectations. So I never thought, okay, I'll become like New Me and Urbanic. But, I was just going at my own pace. And
So you have like all India reach right now.
yeah, right now mostly, yeah.
So how do you feel the real media and the real life is different? So right now, many people right now in the world are going, they keep scrolling and their minds keep fluctuating, and the real world is completely different. So what is your opinion on that?
I mean, I've personal experience I've had with it. So, especially with relationships, I feel like Instagram reads our chats. Like, I know it's a conspiracy theory, but I totally believe it. Because I'll maybe have a fight with my boyfriend or my friend, and then I'll be going through the reels, and all the reels are like, break up with that man, girl. You can be independent, and cut that friend off. She's not good for you. And I'll be like, dude, what? And then I actually noticed this not because I was aware of it, but because my boyfriend pointed it out that, dude, your life is literally your reels.
Yeah.
Like whatever is on your reels, you suddenly start talking about that, and then I realized like shit, man, he's right. Like that's actually true.
Yeah, even if you search something up on Google, it starts showing up on your feed.
Exactly. Like, and our perception change. Like even with the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni thing, like there are so many girls who started hating Blake Lively because of the whole I hate Blake Lively
Yeah.
movement and this and that. Like so many young girls who get influenced by it. Even Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Kim Kardashian, like if they did not become popular, our world would not be the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they started the surgery part,
Exactly.
plastics, and that.
The
So a lot
whole-
of them also started. Oh, these people are doing, and they became famous. हम भी कर सकते हैं.
Exactly, Botox, lip
Yeah.
fillers, like the whole unnatural beauty. But apart from that, even the whole social media culture has been, I feel like it's been influenced by them a lot.
True. Our trends would be completely different if they weren't here.
Exactly.
But it's like, it depends on your nature. So it's like I'm watching something related to me. I keep scrolling and I get that part only which I am vibing it to. Suppose I'm vibing it to some friend ka this thing. So I know like I'm vibing with her right now with some related to something. So I'm vibing and I get that reel only which I want her to send it to her.
Okay.
It's not that I won't get it apart from that. It's like same chal raha hai, going on.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a point. Instagram is obviously reading this thing,
Exactly.
and half of them are couples going on here and there, and many of them usually it's like girlfriends get involved with, oh, this is so cute. I want to do it. I want to try it. This that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't happen in real world.
Yeah, I feel like, not to be a feminist or anything, but there is a lot of pressure on men, especially because of the whole, like, trophy wife, I'm not going to do anything, my boyfriend has to do everything. Like, okay, I do, believe that relationships work when the man loves the girl more.
Yeah, true.
But, this whole thing that, oh, he has to pay for everything I do, and he has to pay for my nails and my hair, like, I don't believe in that. Like, earn your own money, live your own life, and be independent. Like, don't rely on anyone. Don't be dependent on your boyfriend, your parents, your sister, anyone for that
There is
matter.
a point, but there is a difference between being a gentleman and being a girl telling you only do, you only pay.
Yeah.
Suppose I want to do something for my partner, I'll be like, I want to do out of my happiness.
Yeah.
Not because you are telling me to do, but it makes me happy that I'm paying it for you, I'm doing it for you. So you get a smile on your face, you feel ke something he's doing for me, he's making an effort to come here, to go there and everything.
Yeah, like standards and expectations should be
Should
there,
be there,
but
obviously.
demandingness shouldn't be there.
Sometimes it is like a person gets too much into reels, that person they think that their world is completely relied on what they see in reels is their real life.
Yeah, exactly.
That is very bad. Nowadays it is happening. So a lot of people who are not into that much of social media and they know what actually real world is, they keep coming and talking to me like, yeah, Gen Z's is too much. I want to become a millennial. Vibe in a place, sit in a beach and be like, sing a song or listen to a song.
Yeah, I mean, because of social media, people have stopped going out. There's
Yeah.
so much dopamine they're getting, sitting in the houses only. Why do they need to go out? So, yeah, a lot of people don't know what the reality is. Their whole reality is their phone.
Abhi, I see a reel in gym, I'll be like, oh, let's go gym, yeah. 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, nahi karna hai, nahi, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's just that motivation.
Yeah,
there's no discipline.
Discipline is actually very important.
Yeah,
right now.
actually, I learned this from a reel, but
Yeah.
and I'm quoting it. But yeah.
A lot of things we see on social media are very catfished also.
Oh yeah,
It's very different in real life and it's very different there.
I mean, I know so many people who edit their photos and filters. Actually, filters is still fine. Okay, you're putting a story. But I know girls who will be like, cinching their waist and taking out their booty and
it's so like clean, we won't even realize it's edited.
Yeah,
I'll
and
be getting some photos from my friends. I'm like, look, she's edited. See this part. She
Exactly.
this circle and this purpose is edited. I'm
Yeah,
like, what is this?
a lot of influencers. And I think it took me a long time as well to realize that real bodies can't look like that. Because for such a long time, I kept wanting to, oh, I wish I look like her. Why don't I look like her? I'm going to the gym. I've been dieting also. And then I realized, okay, it's plastic surgery. It's, editing. It's like a hell lot of filters
They
and
don't look like
lighting
them.
and, this and that. And yeah. And they spend so much on looking good. I mean, that's their job. So
Yeah, like everything on social media right now is a movie.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all edited, cut, and it's like framed to satisfaction.
Yeah. It's all fake.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Mostly scripted, if you can
Yeah.
say it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. They plan each and every. Okay, I think we're getting a bit off topic here.
So what do you feel? What are the pros and cons of being in social media? Generally, Snapchat, there's Instagram, there's X, and
I mean, pros. So
बहुत है.
I mean pros बहुत है, cons भी बहुत है, but pros, I mean I've taken full advantage of it. You know, starting my
Your
brand.
company, yeah, and you start earning.
Yeah, and before that we didn't even have a website for the first 6 months. We used to
Oh.
take orders through Instagram DMs and whatnot.
DM for
Yeah, DM for
only
this
499.
job.
Please come and take
Exactly.
on the notes and everything.
Yeah, and then but then cons are, of course, I mean I faced it, you know, body image issues and just a lot of jealousy and comparing, and I feel like, you know, most people do get over it once they, you know, become older and they realize, but there are a lot of people who are still affected and affects them for years and years on end.
Yes.
So it's
So
bad.
coming back on the influencer thing, what is the biggest like influencer feel you've had? Like you've asked them to do something, and I know you have a lot, but
Yeah, there's a couple. There's okay, let me think. The worst one was where this guy, he took our products, okay, and then we kept texting him, wasn't replying. Then we have a group, we have an influencer group. So on that, I just texted saying, can you please reply to us? And he was like, what do you think, you know, like texting on the group, who do you think you are, this, that. Then I called him up, okay, then he picked up, and I told him I'm from ICF. Immediately cut the call. Okay, then he texted and he's like, these products aren't even worth shooting for, and something like that. And I got really angry, like how could he say that? But yeah, I mean my ego got hurt. And then I sent a notice to his house. Then he's like, I'll file an FIR against you. And I was like, what for? He's like, for something. He just said for something, for anything. I will frame you. And I was like, alright, but for
I
what?
should be doing that.
And then, you know, then it was just him blocking us. And yeah, a lot of back and forth went. I don't remember exactly, but a lot of swear words and cuss words and this and that.
So, do you think people having higher followers, does it affect how they are viewed in real life? Like some people, you know, they only want to talk to people who have higher followers.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, as I said, entitlement
Mhm.
is there, a lot of ego. But also there's a lot of safety concerns and safety issues, I feel, because like there's been an experience of mine itself where right now my account is private, but there was this one time where I made it public and I used to post
Shoot
reels
reels,
on
yeah.
IZF, and some guy started stalking me. He was on my requests, he would keep DMing whatever. And I remember I posted this one story with a location. Please don't make that mistake ever. And even though at the time, then I realized I was getting stalked by this guy, okay? And at the time, I was not at the place because I was like in the auto, or I was just leaving the place and I posted the story then. But this guy somehow knew where I was. He started following me, and I was with a friend. And we saw a car like coming. It took a U-turn, and this was like late at night. And it took a U-turn, and I don't know why we both just knew there's something wrong.
Like
Like
that
it,
feeling.
yeah. And we started running, and there were like 7 men who got out of the car.
Oh my
And I went into the basement. She went, up somewhere, and I hid under a car. And I was there for like 5 minutes, and these guys were like searching for us, and I was just like trying to hold my breath. And yeah, then finally they went, and I came out, and my friend and I were just crying and bawling. And I don't know why, it's just that gut feeling we had, and it turned out to be true. And I feel like it's just that female intuition
Yes.
that we all keep ignoring throughout the
No,
day.
that's
But
the last thing that should be ignored.
yeah, so
These are the cons for social media, right?
definitely, especially if you have a public account and you let anyone and everyone follow you. I mean, that was me for quite some time.
You have to be conscious of what is happening with social media and what is happening with your personal life, because sometimes social media can come into your life through that
Yeah.
only. When you're walking
Exactly.
somewhere, like, oh, I know her, this, that. I've seen her in IZF branding or reels, may I see.
Yeah, And you know, people will have this assumption of you that how to bimbo hai and this that. But then they'll meet you in real life. They're like, oh, you're
Yeah.
actually so fun.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, okay.
Yeah, first you see like so rude person, then
Yeah,
like, oh,
exactly.
this person is so nice. Wow, then you
Yeah.
actually feel good.
I
vibes
mean,
from
I've
that.
also fallen victim to that. You know, I'll see girls in real life and I'll be like, I didn't expect you to be this nice.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like we automatically believe everyone is like me.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
something.
first impressions are
Yeah.
there, right? And nowadays, social media is everyone's first impression.
Mhm.
How your Instagram is, how you know how what you post, and you know how your feed looks is the first impression people have of you these days. It's not even your face to face interactions anymore. I feel like that's so out of trend now.
So lastly, according to your experience so far, ever since your brand started, what is the best advice you can give to someone who wants to start a brand of their own?
I mean, from personal experience, I feel like when I was 17, starting the brand, and I had to talk to all these like 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and I was just like trying so hard to fit in. So it's a very cliche advice, but fake it till you make it. And I was at 17, I was acting like I'm 30. Like, oh my god, so much work. And then I became 19, 20, and I'm just like, shit man, I have to start acting like a child again. So I've been trying to discover my inner child. But yeah, I think that's the best advice. Fake it till you make it, and act like you already have it, and you'll get it.
So go with the flow, basically.
Basically, yeah. And also, just be true to yourself. Yeah.
Oh.
Fake it, but be true to yourself.
Don't fake it to yourself. Basically.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Aisha,
you.
for coming
Thank
for
you.
a huge podcast too. We enjoyed your conversations
Yes.
regarding social media and IZF, obviously. It's actually very nice that you told about your brand, and many new things we learned about starting up a brand and what consequences and what are the benefits and pros and cons.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
much.
Okay guys, that's a wrap for today. Stay tuned for our next episode.
And we thank Aisha Parekh once again for joining us today.
Make sure you like, share and subscribe.
Thank you so much.